My name is Ivan Sasan, host of Startup by Riasho. Again, if you haven't done so already, check out startupbyriasho.com where there's a video on what top 5 angel investors are saying about angel and real estate investing. On the last portion of that, I think Max Diaz talked about like the most important thing you could be doing when getting into angel or real estate investing. So today we have a guest. His name is Phillip Wallace. He is here today, and I'm cue him in. What's up, Philip? Great to have you on.
How's it going, Juan? Great to be here.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. I am so glad that you're here. I know the main topic that we'll talk about is other people's money, and that's what you specialized in, so-called a funding specialist, if you will. So, can you give us a little bit more background about that? Maybe a short one, and then we could go dive deep into that.
Yeah, funding specialist. Well, I I deal with credit. I use credit to leverage pretty much everything I do.
Yeah,
So I have a loan broker business where I offer loans to startups and established businesses.
yeah.
I also buy businesses, brick and mortar business. I focus on gas stations. I
Okay.
have a simple process where people could buy a gas station, and I give credit education as far as building their credit and their specifically their business credit.
Awesome, awesome. I know interchangeably business credit and corporate credit come hand in hand now, but uh, I the main reason I wanted to have you on today is to talk about leverage and OPM. But before we go dive deep into your actual professional background, at the human scale, at the deepest core, why do you do what you do?
Well, I guess it comes down to love, specifically for my family. I
Yeah.
am all about my 15-month-old son. I have big children as well. My
No,
wife, my mom, my sisters, brothers. It's all about them and trying to do the best for them.
you're the best family man you can be. So is that your higher purpose, or is it something else in regards to your business?
Yeah, no, it's definitely all about them. That's why I left my regular because I used to be in construction.
Hmm.
I've you know, I on my resume it's at the top of my resume when I used to it's I always used to put employee of the month because I was a hard worker. I'm always the guy who shows up to work and I do my job. But then when I started to have children, then I decided I want to be home, right? And so I completely did a 360 and I
Awesome.
decided to work at home. And right now, my son is over here. He's a little tornado, and I'm hoping he doesn't show up in the shot. But it's all about family.
And since you spoke about your core value of family, is that something you incorporate in your businesses or business?
Well, I don't think it really goes into my businesses. I mean, I deal primarily with the decision makers in every
Okay.
business that I speak to, and anything I do, it's the decision maker, right? So I guess they'll obviously be concerned with their family, but I don't really interact too much with families. I don't go out and seek families in order to help them out. But yeah,
Okay. Okay.
for me
So
myself, it's all about my son and my children. Yeah.
yeah, diving deep. I have a few credit cards here. I want to show them all, right?
You,
Diving deep. Let's talk about credit because can you talk about the importance of OPM and what OPM is?
yeah, OPM, other people's money, as most of your listeners would probably know. Yeah, it's credit is leverage. It is what everybody should be seeking if you're planning to be in business, own your own business. If you're planning to have go into real estate, which I know is your specialty, you need to leverage your credit, especially if you're a homeowner and you have excellent credit. The banks, alternative lenders, they're waiting for you to come to the door and say, "Give me some money." They're looking out their windows looking for you. And if you have somebody who's willing to lend you money, why not go get that money to as and I now if you know what you want to do with the money,
Correct.
go get it, man. Go get it. So that's what I advise everybody.
I know you're the person to speak about this because you also do business credit teachings and education. And so I want to ask you this tough question.
Oh,
Is there a particular risk in this part of due diligence, as let's say me myself as a personal business owner and just my own personal credit, is there a leveraging risk right now just because of all the crazy things happening with the US, or what's your intake on that?
Yeah, there's definitely always risk, I would say, and especially if you're going to use your personal credit. And so that's why it's best to get an LLC, right? Incorporate yourself. If your business is incorporated, now the risk to your personal credit and your personal bank account is shifted, right? It's now on your business that you established. And you can establish more than one or two or three businesses. And that would be the safer way to do it. Now, if you were to do something unethical, then now it would fall on you. But if you plan to be a legitimate businessman and try to do your best, there the limits now it completely it'll drop to, like, I don't know, 5% or so, like the chance on you being hurt. So leverage your credit, leverage your credit.
In that regard, then, because like some people, in the space of startups and real estate, people that are just starting up, are of course going to use their personal funds to fund their businesses because they don't have uh, cash flow or anything coming in yet, right? So, any advice on that? So, as soon as you know you have a startup, something that you are going to take more serious on, do you advise them on just getting business credit initially and then just not using personal credit? Does that make sense?
No, so first of all, you're gonna need your personal credit. No matter what it is you're gonna do, you're gonna need your personal credit. And so again, if you're a homeowner or you have excellent credit, you can start a business. I can give you startup a startup loan today. I mean, up to $250,000. If you just have something in your mind, you don't even have the business planned yet. You don't even need your business registered yet. I can get you a loan up to $250,000 as a startup. So the money is there, and that's what I'm saying. It's better to leverage the credit, because now you can take that loan, and this is another thing too.
Mhm.
If you had a business registered, you can go to the bank, and the bank will also give you credit based off of your personal credit. So this is a way, as a startup, you could get your business going real fast. And something else that I'd advise is, if you do get one business bank account opened up at your Chase Bank or whatever, like, go across the street to the next bank and open a second business bank account, or third or fourth. Now they're all giving you credit. They're all giving you a line of credit. And now
Correct.
you can use this money to flip it into doing whatever type of business that you plan on doing. As long as you know what you're gonna do, man. You have to have a
Strategic
solid
plan.
plan. Yeah, if you have a solid plan, then why not use that money to flip it and use your own personal money, as I would advise, and throw it in the stock market, right, on some safe stocks.
Man, talking about building credit, I want to ask you. Okay, so there's specific. Inflation is a hot topic. That's number one. That's kind of why I'm like pushing this. There's fixed rates and there's variable rates. What's your take on that, both on personal and business credit?
Well, personal credit, it's no, I'll go to business credit. And again, I would say it's you're trying to flip your money. And so I'll go to the interest rate. So say the interest rate is in business credit, if it's even a 15 or 20% interest rate, that interest rate is not high. Not in business anyways. I mean, if you could make 100% on your money, what's 15 minus 85, right? It's like it's better to use the credit. It's better to use the credit. It's better, the interest rate, they don't matter as much. So I would advise, again, it's and I'm kind of losing my thought here, but the interest rate, it doesn't really matter, in order to
If you're
if you're
using
going
the
to
funds
use it
correctly,
for
and then you're gonna earn
specifically for
something.
what you're going to do.
Correct. But have you gotten to the point where you don't have to disclose any of this, but like, how has someone that hasn't used the funds correctly gotten out of that specific situation of, oh, I have to pay 15% now? I don't know, since we're going off of this example, because I didn't use the funds correctly. Is there any particular story that you have in mind, or is that something you
Yeah,
can disclose?
people always, me myself, I've dug myself into holes. Um, and yeah, and so what I would say is, again, it's a way to get out of this, and it's using your line of credit Your line of credit is your number one debt tool. Um, Say you have a $20,000 line of credit, you could automatically, like, say, okay, say you have a car loan or something like that. I would just use as an example. Say you have a car
Hmm.
loan and the car loan is $40,000. You could
Right.
take $20,000 from your line of credit and put it on the principal of your car loan, and automatically that car loan drops from 50,000 to $30,000
30.
overnight, just by using your line of credit, right? And then so now you got a hole in your line of credit, and so what you do is any of your income that you get, you put it in your line of credit. And if you
Very
do
true.
that, they won't charge you the interest rate on the line of credit if you keep putting your money in there every 2 weeks. And so you could fill back your line of credit in, 4 or 5 months, you fill it back up again, and then you can go grab another chunk, 20,000 from your line of credit and throw it on that debt, right? So now that same $50,000 car loan, in 4 or 5 months, it could be down to $10,000 just by using your line of credit as your debt tool, right? So that's how you could get out of the problem if you do
Right.
find
Right.
yourself in the
Right.
problem, right?
I think the actual term was something about ice. Snowball. Is that what it was?
Well, there's lots of different. That's probably a newer term that's coming up nowadays. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, this has been in place for 20, 30 years, right? And uh, in the beginning, it was for me, it's always just been a debt tool. And or some people might say using it as your own personal bank, right? Use your line of credit as your own personal bank.
Right. 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 For the people that are listening on here, what would you advise them in regards to how they can apply OPM and leverage towards real estate or startup businesses? Is there anything particular?
Yeah, so it's kind of in the same road that I've been going down. So yeah, you're gonna say you have a plan to buy an apartment building, and it's 20 door apartment building, and so the down payment is 100, $200,000. It's the same type of thing I was saying, where you go open a bank account, and that business bank account would give you a credit card or a line of credit, and then you just duplicate that, right? You open another business bank or a credit union, because credit unions, again, they're waiting to lend you money. That's their primary business. Again, looking out the window, waiting for somebody to come along who has excellent credit and a homeowner, and you might have your 50,000 in the bank, but
Yeah.
why use your money? That bank will give you that 50,000. You go to a second bank, you have now 100,000. Now you have your down payment for your apartment building, right? And as long as and then you got how real estate, so again from there, now you get yourself a property manager, and you kick back, right? And it'll just
Correct.
be
Correct.
like you built an engine.
Yep. 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 Okay. Okay. That makes sense. Well, thank you very much, Philip. Is there any way that people can reach out to you or get to know you a little bit more if they have any
Yeah.
further questions?
Yeah, I'm on all social media, although I'm not that much of a social media guy. But
Yeah.
you can email me, Philip at therealkingman.com. You can check out my website, therealkingman.com. I'm on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, realkingman.com.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Philip, for being on, and I appreciate you
Thank you very much.
answering,
Appreciate it.
helping
Pleasure.
educate not only me but like the people that are needing this particular service. So
Credit
our
is
industry.
leverage. Yep, credit is leverage, man. Build your credit, go get that money.
All right. Well, I'll end the stream now. Thank you.
Thank you.